Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Go ahead and type in the chat and say good morning. My name is Anthony Thornton. I'm the CEO of Guaranteed Home Loans. And it looks like we put a poll out and about half the people have responded. So if you could just take a few seconds and just click three buttons and let us know kind of where your business might be here in 2023 in the last 12 months, that would be fantastic. Go ahead and say hello, everybody in the chat real quick. Say good morning, good morning, good morning. I know we're all busy, so I'm gonna keep this short and brief, but just shout out a good morning in the chat to everybody and let us know that we're all human beings. COVID is pretty much over, so we got to start reconnecting with one another, right? Awesome. If you could be on video, please do so, because we'd love to see the people who might be receiving our clients. So today, this meeting is about who else wants to double your business with a win-win partnership to increase closings, lead flow, and giving and receive a residual monthly income by partnering with a mortgage company that actually markets to buyers and sellers versus just marketing to realtors, so we can create a true partnership. If you're in the right meeting, go ahead and type in the chat like, yep, I'm in the right meeting. That's definitely where I need to be. All right, awesome. Thank you guys so much. All right, so today we're going to take about 45 minutes. We're going to finish right at 12 o'clock. And this meeting is about showing you our CRM. I'm going to show you our appointments. I'm going to show you my CRM live. I'm going to show you how we get the leads, what our lead sources are, and how you could create a recession-proof business as well by partnering with us, and then grow a high 6- and 7-figure real estate business, generate 5 additional revenue streams, and then have passive income coming in that takes care of all of your monthly financial obligations. And then the biggest thing is we want to be around like-minded people because we want to go further, faster. So what we want to do is mastermind weekly with the best and the brightest minds in real estate across the planet. All right, so let's get into it. So why are we even meeting today? What we want to do is create a partnership to exchange business and grow. What I know is I grew up in the mortgage business. My mom was a realtor in Los Angeles, California for 40 years. And I was around this business from the time I was in diapers. So I'm 55. I started in the mortgage business and the real estate business at 18 years old. And so that's about 37 years. So what I know is most mortgage companies, they market to realtors. They don't market to buyers and sellers. So what ends up happening there is you guys all send your business to mortgage companies, but they don't send you any business back. So if you received any business in the last 12 months from a mortgage company, go ahead and type in the chat how many leads or appointments that you received. I'd be interested to know that. So we're going to show you our database of almost 16,000 buyer and seller leads in our database. We have never, ever purchased a list to buy leads. Every single lead that you're going to see in our database today, I personally created by generating ads. We book over 75 appointments every week, and we have about 15 appointments a week that we just have no real estate agents for. And so we started having this meeting about 30 days ago to see if we might be able to find maybe 1 or 2 good agents to partner with that could take over our buyers and sellers. I do have a real estate team in Atlanta, 10 agents on that team, and we have enough business for about 25, and most of them are pretty covered up. So the reason why we're doing this meeting is to find some additional agents, and you do not have to join my real estate team to receive business from us, okay? All right, so still a couple of people coming in. This is just a little bit about my background. I'm originally from Los Angeles, California. I've been in Atlanta since 1999. I'm a #1 best-selling author for the book that you see here called List, Market, Sold. I speak all over the world about real estate and mortgages. I do have real estate teams in several states, California, Florida, Georgia, Iowa, Virginia, Wisconsin, Israel, Spain, Canada, and Mexico. And I have owned several big box brand real estate companies. I own several Remaxes, some Berkshire Hathaways, and a lot of boutique brokerages all around the world. And I am the CEO of Guaranteed Home Loans. We are the largest mortgage brokerage here in Metro Atlanta and Florida. Undergrad in finance. I also have an MBA in business, and I have 6 Sigma process design training from Villanova University. That simply means where I would come into your business look at your processes and systems and give you a better process and system on how to do business. I'm an Air Force veteran, served in Desert Storm, and very proud of that. I was an air traffic controller. I do have an awesome wife. We have 4 kids. Our girls are 29, 28, and our boys are 18 and 16. We also own a foundation called Giving Kids a Future Foundation, where we help disadvantaged kids of all races become future CEOs, leaders, and philanthropists. We teach them entrepreneurship and leadership skills. And then outside of everything that you see here, I also referee men's college basketball since 1996. All right, thank you so much. Awesome. So what's our mission? Why are we even here today? Our mission is we want to be the most charitable mortgage and real estate team in North America. And we want to help agents serve more clients and make more money. What's happening right now, according to the National Association of Realtors, they're saying that 30% of realtors, over 600,000 realtors, will not be in the real estate business in the next 12 months because of the way the market has shifted. And what I know is this: there's a lot of good realtors that may be getting out of the business, going back into corporate America, where you have to ask a manager or a supervisor when you can take time off to be with your family or take a vacation. But the only reason you're having to go back to corporate America is because you don't have enough business. And so we have so much business. What I decided to do is just say, can we bridge the gap and find 1 or 2 or 3 real estate agents to, start to partner with, so you don't have to go back to corporate America. And so our vision is to be the team that others are measured against. And so we have a partnership with Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. This is a big deal for us for many, many, many years. We take a portion of every single closing that we do on the mortgage or real estate side, and we donate to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta to help save kids' lives. If you've heard of Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, if you've had an experience with them, go ahead and type in the chat, if there's been a positive experience for you as well. I hope that your child never has to go to a hospital, but if they do, you would go to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, because the biggest thing about Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, besides the amazing service they provide, is you will never leave there with a bill, because companies like ours and hundreds of others donate money to make sure that doesn't happen. Okay? So awesome. So just so you know, when you do business with us and send us loans, you're not just sending us loans, and we're not just sending you clients, we're actually helping save kids' lives. So I hope that means something to you. All right, so most agents, this is how they operate. I know when I first got into business, I was like this gentleman here. I had 6 arms coming out of my body, and I was like this young lady here trying to keep all the balls in the air. I was my own person. I had to create leads. I had to call the leads. I was my own transaction coordinator. I had to do every single part of the process until I discovered something called Six Sigma. And this is what it looks like. Six Sigma allows every single person on our team to have a specific role in getting homes financed and sold. And we help you as well. You get access to these services by partnering with Guaranteed Home Loans free of charge, like our marketing and social media department. If you need help with your listings or anything that you made with your personal branding, we have a whole marketing team that can help you with that as well, free of charge. Then we have our inside sales team. What they do is we market to buyers and sellers. They fill out a form wanting more information about whatever we advertise. And then our inside sales team, which is about 10 assistants that I have in a call center, they call the leads and they book appointments for real estate agents who we partner with. And today I'm going to show you what those appointments look like when they would come your way. Then we have our technology department, which we believe is something that totally separates us from every single mortgage company and real estate company in the Metro Atlanta and really across the country. There was a report that came out in the Inman report. They were interviewing millennials, and millennials said that they no longer needed to work with a realtor because all real estate agents were doing is just showing them homes that they could find on their own, right? Showing them homes that they could find on MLS or Zillow or something like that. And so what we did about a decade ago, we created a system where buyers could get access to homes that are not listed on MLS or Zillow or anywhere online. And I want you guys to know there's a lot of realtors who you guys have heard over the last couple of years say there's low inventory. But during that time when they were saying it was low inventory, there was over 6,000 homes for sale in Metro Atlanta that most realtors never even knew about. And I'm going to show you about 1,400 of them today. Then we have our customer service department, which you have access to as well. If you wanted somebody on our team to call your sellers and say, hey, so-and-so agent wanted me to give you a call and get you up to speed on what happened on your listing last week. It ranked here on all these social media sites. There's so many visitors you had. And oh, by the way, who do you know at your job, church, family, or friend that is interested in buying a home or might already have a home that you could refer to that agent? So if you want that service, we can provide that to you as well, free of charge. And then, of course, our sales department, that's where we all come in to make sure we do a phenomenal job. So what we got to do here is let's define a successful real estate career. Like, what does it even look like? Every single person has to have a steady stream of perfect strangers. Now, I did say perfect strangers who are automatically seeking out your valuable services without you doing any cold calling or front prospecting. You have to be respected by your clients who actually value your advice. And then you got to be able to provide wow service so you can get referrals, testimonials, and 5-star reviews. These are the only 3 currencies that we use at our organization to determine whether or not we did a good job. A commission check does not mean that we did a good job on the mortgage or real estate side. But if we get referrals, testimonials, and 5-star reviews, that's our measurement stick. And so we want to make sure that you can work a normal work week, take plenty of time off, and then pursue some outside interest on why you got in real estate business in the first place and make a rewarding income. And then the average real estate agent is 54 years old across America. They do not have an exit strategy out of real estate. And so what I'm going to share with you today is a way you can have a clear exit strategy out of real estate. Whether or not you actually close a transaction, you have enough residual passive income coming in to take care of your financial obligations. So let's talk about it. So everybody must have a steady flow of prospects. And most of us here, if we're real estate agents, we've heard of something called reverse prospecting. And that simply means that 100% of every single client that we help purchase, sell, or finance a home, they all contacted us first. We have never once made a cold call to a client. Every single lead that I'm going to show you in a few seconds that's coming to our database is from ads that I created and people responded to. We have never bought leads on Zillow, all the different sources of agents, OpCity, all the stuff I hear agents doing all across the country. Never have we done that. And I'm going to show you how effective it is. So this is what we look like on the real estate side. If you ever run into one of our listings, we have a big sign in the yard and a small sign. At the big top of the sign, it says, buy this home, I'll buy yours. That's just simply our reverse offer system. And how that works is this. If you have a buyer who's moving up in price point and they want to buy one of our listings, I will purchase their home for 95% of market value. So you don't have to have a contingency to buy our home. And so in the lower left-hand corner, when you see in green, we run about 247 different websites where buyers are searching, and look at some of the topics that we market, like how to sell your home without a real estate agent. I will tell you, bar none, that is the #1 ad that has made us the most successful on the real estate side. And some of you guys are looking at saying, well, why would I teach a seller to buy a home, to sell their home without me? Because this is what you know, 8 to 11% of for sale by owners can sell on their own. So you have an 89 to 92% chance of getting the listing. And then on the real estate side, I sold all my companies about 18 months ago, and I moved all of my real estate companies all around the world under the EXP umbrella. So I'm with EXP on the real estate side. And so let's talk about this cash offer program. I want every single one of you to know right now today that you have this program right now. You just may not be marketing it. The same exact program that my good friend Mark Spain markets with no open houses, no showings, no repairs, and no hassles, you can market this same program. So let me just simply tell you how it works. We've been doing it for a couple of decades. When you go to do a listing appointment or when you market this program, you will take an offer to the seller day one when you walk into the door at 70% of market value, 70%. Right? And then you'll have your other option, which is however you guys sell real estate. So let's talk about this, because some agents, when I speak on this and do seminars about this, they get really nervous. They're saying, Anthony, well, I don't have 70% to buy somebody's home. So let me give you 3 options on how you could do it. One option would be you could go find a investor group on all these Facebooks and Instagrams. There's tons of investor groups out here. And if you had a beautiful home for sale, somebody in that group probably would buy that home from you for 70% of market value same day. The second option you have is you could get a hard money loan yourself for 120 days, and you could buy the home from your seller yourself. And then you could put it back on the market and make the other 30%. So if that doesn't work, one or two options, you could contact me. And I promise you, as long as we can come to terms on price, I'll buy for 70% of market price, as many as you can bring me. All right. So I want you guys to start marketing this program today, and don't be in any fear of getting this home sold and closed in 21 days. OK. All right. So show me the leads. Let me show you the leads. I'm going to show you our database live. Let me pull that up for you real quick, and you can see what that looks like. All right, I'm pulling you guys back in. I'm going to need you guys to give me a thumbs up in about 3, 2, 1, and let me make sure that you can see my screen. Can you see my screen? Give me a thumbs up, somebody. All right, thank you. All right, and this is our CRM. I use Commissions Inc. on the real estate side, and also KV Core. And in the right-hand corner, you can see we have 15,986 leads. Right? These leads come in 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all different times, as you see, 2 days ago, 3 days ago. These are perfect strangers that come into our database through my marketing. If you see a house here, that means they have a house that they want to sell, that they do not want it listed on MLS. And as you can see, our inside sales team just goes through here, calling clients back and booking appointments. As you see, appointment we recently set, probably today. All right, so 15,986 leads that we personally generated, never bought a lead ever. Here is another database where this is all home sellers. Look at this, they have a house to sell. So what we do is we market to this group of people and we ask them, would you like to sell your home and not list it on MLS? And they go, yes. So 1,399 people here says they want to sell their home, but they do not want it listed on MLS. And you can see some of the cities: McDonough, Lawrenceville, Marietta, we got Atlanta, Beaufort, Union City. So we market to the 4 pockets in Metro Atlanta because we want to find real estate agents like you who can go out and do these listing appointments. Okay. And some of the agents on our team live in these pockets as well. So this is 1,400 homes that sellers who want to sell their home right now, right now, they want to sell their homes right now. This guy wants to sell his home, Nicole, in the next 1 to 3 months, right now. So homes are being bought and sold. They just may not be showing on MLS because all we do is contact these clients and we sell their homes to our other database. They never hit MLS. Okay. And so here's our sources on how we actually get business, right? Let me bring that up for you. So we market on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. We do a lot of Google pay-per-click leads. We're on TikTok. We're on all the different social media sites that you can think of. And you can see our biggest generator in business is Facebook McDonough, right? Because why? The laws and rules in the county of Facebook McDonough, in McDonough, the city of McDonough says every single home, if it's being built in McDonough, has to be a 4-sided brick home. Right. And so that's what most clients want. So we heavily market down there, 442 leads, as you see here. All right. And then we use this. You guys have access to this site as well. This is just RedX. This is Vortex. How we are using it versus how most agents use it is totally different. So let me show you how we use it. We take these 41,840 expired listings, right? And we throw them in an ad and we retarget them. What does that mean? That means every single time these 41,840 people open up their cell phone today, they're going to get ads from Guaranteed Home Loans. They're going to get ads about how you can get access to homes that you can't find on the MLS. And they're going to respond and come into our database. So we retarget them for 18 months every time they open up their social media. We also do this in the top 22 corporate headquarters in Metro Atlanta, like Northside Hospital. We put ads on top of the hospital, and while the nurses have downtime and the doctors have downtime, they're scrolling on their cell phones, and all of a sudden they see ads about loans for medical professionals, or how medical professionals could buy homes with no money down, how you can list your home and not put it on MLS. And they're like, wow, this sounds great. This is a perfect program for me as a medical professional. All right, so far I've showed you, let's just recap. 16,000, 1,400 sellers, so it's 17,400. How the sources that we get the leads, and about 42,000, right? So you're talking about 48, 49, 50,000 people a day that we're retargeting to do business with Guaranteed Home Loans and our real estate team. So let's look at the appointments. This is what they would look like if they came back to you. This is how our inside sales agent books the appointments. They have a script they use. Here's some questions that they ask. This particular person, Miss Sherry Jones' niece, she is looking to make a move in the next 3 to 6 months. She owns the home. That means she's a seller. She lives in Jonesboro. She plans on staying in the area of Jonesboro. She has no realtor. Her credit score is set in the 700s. She has no bankruptcies, foreclosures. She's retired. She wants a home with a ranch with a basement, at least 2 bedrooms. Looks like she's downsizing. So we don't market to first-time home buyers. We market to what's called a move-up buyer. Because a lot of times when I speak to real estate agents all around the world, they say, well, Anthony, I don't want to work with buyers. I only want to work with sellers. And I'm like, well, a seller is just a move-up buyer in a different price point, right? So if you want a seller, you just have to market to a higher price point, because you have a 72% chance of getting a listing and a buyer. And the reason why we don't market to first-time home buyers, even though we do their loans, is because the people who are moving up, they already have equity, which equals their down payment. When a lot of first-time home buyers, they have to come up with, down payment. And some of them, it's very difficult to do. All right. So this is what the appointments would look like if they came to you. So let me just stop here for a second. And I want you to get ready to type in chat. How awesome would it be if you could wake up in the morning? Here's our Google Calendar, as you can see. And you can see for today, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 appointments today with buyers and sellers. This is just today. If you could wake up in the morning, you could be on our VIP calendar. You can see this here, right here in our VIP calendar. And you could, some more appointments popped up. And you could just look at this Google Calendar and say, hey, what appointment did I have from Guaranteed Home Loans today? And where do I need to be, either on Zoom or in person? If this is awesome to you, go ahead and type in the chat, like, this is really awesome. Like, help me, guys, help me. I need your energy because we're not in person. All right. So let me wrap up this presentation, and we'll wrap this up and so you guys can get back to your busy day. All right. So here's a question back to you guys. How many more sales would you actually have if you were only focused on getting agreements signed versus trying to figure out how to generate leads, like actually meeting with buyers and sellers versus finding buyers and sellers, right? I'm looking at the poll questions, and it looks like we're about 50, there's 64% of the people in this meeting that their business is not up by more than 50% from last year. And according to what I'm seeing here over here, it says the number one issue preventing your business from growing, the number one answer is finding quality clients with scores of 620 or above with job stability. 64% of you guys said that is the number one issue in your business. The second one was finding a proven system that generates 2 to 5 weekly appointments, right? So a lot of people here have this problem, and guess what? We have it solved. All right, so here's what I need you to do to repay me for it. I'm sharing a couple of things with you. Take out your cell phone and scan this and give me a 5-star review if I've taught you one thing so far. So let's regurgitate what I taught you. I taught you how to create a lead generation system that works 24 hours a day, 7 days a week while you're sleeping. So let's talk about it. You create an ad, and if you don't know how to do it, you have somebody else create an ad for you, right? Plenty of companies that'll do it for you. The lead comes into your CRM. You have a VA, hopefully, or a virtual assistant, call the lead for you and book an appointment for you. And they just keep repeating. So sometimes people ask me, say, Anthony, well, what's the first couple hires I should have as a real estate agent? I'm like, well, the first person you should hire is an administrative assistant. And then the second person you should hire is a virtual assistant that can call your leads for you. Now, we have about 10 to 15 virtual assistants in our business, all from the Philippines, that do a phenomenal job and working with us forever. And it's $5 to $6 an hour. So what if I told you you could get an administrative assistant and a virtual assistant for less than $200 a week, or you could split it with another agent and spend less than $100 a week and double your business in the next 12 months? Would you be interested? Right? Would you be, by partnering with us, we could get you access to that as well. So thank you guys for taking out your phone, giving us a 5-star review. I really, really, really appreciate that. All right. Awesome. Thank you so much. All right. So here's a question back to you guys. We're flipping back to the real estate side now. Who wants more? Like 5 additional revenue streams that you could have from doing what you already do right now. Before you came to this meeting, how you close a real estate transaction. What if there was 5 other revenue streams that you could get from doing what you already have been doing? A steady and proven lead flow system and process, the opportunity to retire next 18 to 36 months, access to the top 1% of agents across the country so your business could go further faster, and then run a 7-figure real estate business in the next 12 to 24 months, receive high-level coaching, training, and support. And here's a big thing: be able to close deals in all 50 states and 23 countries without a real estate license. If that sounds amazing to you, go ahead and type in the chat, say that sounds really amazing. So let's talk about how that can happen for you. So Ashton Kushner says, the reality of entrepreneurship is what we all know is very lonely. And John Maxwell says, who's the #1 thought leader in the world on leadership, he says, if you are alone and you're trying to figure out problems in your business, the best that you're going to be able to come away with is 1 or 2 good ideas. But in this meeting right now, there's 20 of us. If I asked one person to type, what is the #1 issue facing your business, and then all the rest of us gave an answer on what we thought could solve it, you would walk away from here with 19 ideas. So that's what we did. We started a private Facebook group called Impact Group Worldwide. This is where it started with about 3 realtors, and now it's grown to over 3,500 realtors who are in the top 1% in the country. And all we do in here is collaborate on what's working, and we share referrals all across the country. We all came from all these different companies, right? I used to bleed red, white, and blue. I was a Remax guy for many, many, many years. That's why I bought several of them and sold several of them. I loved Remax to death. We all sold our companies and we came under the EXP umbrella because we all wanted ownership for ourselves and ownership for people on our teams, right? So here's 7 guarantees that you get by being a part of our free group, Impact Group Worldwide. It's totally free. Any issue that's facing your business, I want you to know it's already solved. Like, how awesome is that? Where you don't have to figure out anything in your business. You can just type into the chat in our Facebook group, say, hey, how can I get a virtual assistant? How can I set up the lead generation system that Anthony just showed me today? And somebody goes, here's a step-by-step process blueprint. You can reach out to me. I'll walk you through it. That's how this group works. Receive new ways to innovate and market your business. There's only 2 things that separate all of our businesses here. It's innovation and marketing. Whoever innovates the most, you guys saw a lot of innovation today, and markets the best gets the business. How do we know? They interviewed sellers, and they last year, the Inman Report. Hope you guys have a subscription here. I don't make any money off the Inman Report, by the way, but it's just a good resource. And they interviewed sellers and said, well, how did you choose the listing agent to sell your home? And 73% said they chose the first agent that called them, irregardless of their experience. Irregardless. Grant Cardone, who, if you guys know who Grant Cardone is, he's one of the top sales trainers in the world. He says that no matter how good a lead is, 69% of real estate agents and salespeople will never call the lead. And of the 31% that do, they stop 2 to 3 times after 2 to 3 contacts. But 80% of sales are made on the 8th to the 12th contact. That means if you had a lead today, you would have to dedicate 12 times to contact that lead, whether it be phone, text, video text, email. 12 different times you would have to contact that lead, and you would get 80% of the business. Become the expert with buyers, sellers, and team building if you want to learn how to build a team. Opportunity, connect, and share with like-minded professionals so you can go further, faster. Then help you and your team 10x your business basically overnight by sharing what I shared about an administrative assistant and a virtual assistant. And then get access to proven systems, processes, and assistance. The three things that you need to grow your real estate business if you want to make a 6-figure or high 7-figure income in this Atlanta market. And we're in the top 8 market in the country, right? We had 7 rate hikes last year. And so a lot of buyers were sitting on the fence, but buyers are now understanding, like, I need to buy a house because rates keep going up. I need to buy a house while rates are, 5-6%. And just so you know, at Guaranteed Home Loans, the rates that you see advertised, many times we can give buyers access to rates that are 2 to 3 percentage points below what you see advertised in the marketplace right now. Okay, so still in the 4s and 5%, we can do that with buy downs. And then give back to worthy causes that are near and dear to your heart. Like I said, we give to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. My wife has lupus, so we give to the Lupus Foundation. Of course, I'm a military veteran, so we support them as well. So let's talk about some real estate pioneers who actually started and disrupted this whole entire industry. Everything started with Caldwell Banker in 1906. They created the traditional real estate model that most of us started with. Some of us are still under it. And then Remax came on with the 95-5 commission structure in 1973. I was 6 years old. And I know I was paying $1,400 a month and I was on a 95-5 structure. But by the time I finished paying for all the stuff I had to pay for, transaction coordinators, marketing, I was around 37-38%. And then 1983, 10 years later, KW came on and they created the agent profit sharing model, where if you sponsor an agent into Keller Williams, you actually can get profit sharing under that model, that business model. So here's some innovation that's always happening. We all remember these brick and mortar locations, like Blockbuster had 10,000 stores, and Netflix came on board and they forced them to close them all. They went out of business, bankrupt. Circuit City and now Amazon, they have all of the packages being delivered to our homes left and right. I ordered something from Amazon a couple of weeks ago, and I live in Gwinnett County, and there's a huge facility up there. A drone dropped it on my porch within 1 hour. It was unbelievable. And then traditional real estate brokerages are being replaced now with EXP, the fastest growing real estate company ever invented on the planet, with 89,000 agents. So sometimes when people were talking to me about EXP, and the reason I share this in this meeting is so many people ask me, Anthony, why did you sell all your companies and go to EXP? And I'm going to show you why. So it is a production first company because what comes out is this Real Trends report, and we're waiting for 2022 to come out, where EXP ranked in the top 4 categories of every single production category: transactions, independent brokerages, sales volume, closing size, closing sales volume, and of course, billions and billions of dollars of real estate deals closed. So here's the traditional real estate model, where everything starts with an international brand. Somebody goes out and buys a region. They find franchise owners who find a staff, and then they find us real estate agents. They pay us a split, and that split goes back up to the international brand of what's called royalty fees. Glenn Sanford started EXP in 2009, and he said, well, why do the agents have to be on the bottom? Why don't we put the agents on the top and make them owners? And he created something called the 50-50 initiative. And people said he was crazy for doing it. It's in the Wall Street Journal, where 50% of all company profits goes to us real estate agents, and we get a check every 22nd of every single month for our profit sharing, our revenue sharing of EXP. Last quarter, we did $1.2 billion in profits. So $600 million was dispersed amongst all the EXP agents participating in the revenue share program. How are we able to do this? Because we have a cloud office. Every single agent gets actual stock ownership in the brokerage versus just working there. And then revenue share, which is sponsoring agents into EXP, helping them be successful. Here's a question I want you guys to answer in chat. My mom was a 40-year Century 21 California agent, Los Angeles. Who has ever been to a realtor retirement party? Have you ever seen it? Does it exist? If you have, I'd like to know about it. Here's a short video from a guy named Brent Gove. He used to be with Keller Williams. He had a $100 million brokerage in Northern California, Sacramento. And he's talking about the revenue share opportunity at EXP. So check this out. This is amazing.
You how revenue share does. Break it down. This is the part you got to watch. It just blew me away. So we're not a franchise. We're a national company. And according to NAR, the National Association of Realtors, the average agent sells 6 homes a year. I've been talking about agents who sell 8 to 10. We're going to bring it back to agents who just sell 6 homes a year. What would happen? And according to NAR, the average sales price coast to coast is $275. The average commission is 2.5, sadly enough. I know I get 3.5 on all my listings. Some of you get 3. You'll make more. Some of you are a higher sales price. I might get 475. So, and I sell way more than 6, and I'm sure a bunch of you too. Again, it'll just be better. I'm dialing this back. I'm being conservative. So let's say the first year, just play along with me here. How many agents could you personally introduce to EXP? Could you do 5? I'm going to give you a 5-year plan, kind of like a 401k for real estate and an exit strategy. Not that you have to exit real estate, but how would you like not to have to work as hard as you've been working for all these years? So could you introduce 5 this year, and could you do that each year for 5 years? If so, at the end of 5 years, you will have referred 25 people to EXP. And in my example, I'm going to say who average 6 sales a year at $275 at a 2.5 commission. And then how many people do you think those agents get introduced over the next 5 years? What if they did 1 a year for 5 years? That'd be 5 in a 5-year period. And then the agents stay till even less, 3 in a 5-year period. The agents stay till even less, 2 in a 5-year period. That's like 1 person every 2.5 years. I'm really kind of dialing this back. Because you told 25, 20 unlocks level 5, and 25 gets you to level 6. However, you do not get paid on level 7. You must refer 40. You only did 25, so you're not going to be paid on level 6. So what this calculator does is it shows you your annual income, not one-time income, but your annual income with EXP through revenue sharing once you complete the above picture. Now people are like, what was the above picture? You personally referred 25 agents to EXP. Now I did 12 in my first 2 weeks. This is not hard to do. But 25 people to EXP in the next 5 years who average 6 sales a year, and they tell some of their friends, you tell some of their friends, it kind of compounds and accumulates out. Okay, and I always ask people, what do you think it'll be? And they're like, well, I don't know, like 80,000 a year, 180,000 a year. And one guy is kind of a math guy. He's, oh, no, it's going to compound. It's closer to 280, over $250,000. Well, here it is, and I promise you this is not broken. It's $2.1 million a year is your annual income 5 years from now with EXP revenue sharing once you complete the above picture, which is right here. What is this? Can you refer, if you want to make $2.1 million a year outside of sales, because now you're not just a salesperson. You're building a real estate company with EXP, with me, with the person who invited you here. So could you have 25 people? There's 2 million out there. Could you find 25 who average 6 sales a year, not a month, a year at 275? Could you find those people? And then they tell some people who tell some people, tell some people. I went and did 25 in 3.5 months. I already have people that have done 5, 10, 15, 20, 23, 24. We haven't even plugged in any of those kind of numbers here. You did the lion's share of the work. Nobody did anything like this. And there's your income, 2.1 million a year. Now, I was showing this to a friend of mine. He's like, hey, could you change that to 15? I go, sure, why? He goes, well, I'm not as outgoing as you, but I think I could tell 3 people this year. And if I did that each year for 5 years, I could refer 15. Because I think this is more realistic for me. I'm like, okay. Well, you lose level 6 because it takes 25 to get level 6 revenue sharing. You lose level 5 because you have to refer 20. Referring 15 will just get you paid on 3 levels. He goes, yeah, show me that. This is more me. I think I could do this in 5 years. I'm like, okay, well, before I do that, you need to know it is nowhere near 2.1 million. And now this is a friend of mine. He's like, I knew it was too good to be true. I knew it. I go, well, don't go crying in your beer because 655,000 a year is not bad. He's like, really? He's like, okay, I'm in. And he actually signed up and he's with me today. So if you'd like to make 655,000 a year 5 years from now, you just need to refer 15 agents to EXP who average 6 sales a year. Then each of those will start to tell some people who tell us, and it compounds and accumulates out. I'll end with this. I shows to another friend up north, a farm town. He goes, "Can you drop it to 10?" I go, "Yeah, why?" He owned an independent brokerage. He had 14 agents that worked for him. They said all my agents, they average probably 6. And this is actually sadly probably what my agents do, sleepy little farm town. Because I think 10 of them will sign it. He's a kind of a cowboy. He's like a big barrel chested guy. He goes, "I think 10 of them will sign up for that deal." He called it a deal. It's pretty funny. And he goes, and I could see them doing this. And he goes, "What would this earn me?" I go, "Well, you're going to lose level 4 because you didn't tell 15. You're only going to get paid on 2 levels." And he goes, "Yeah." He goes, "I could see that happening for sure." And he's a 35-year independent. He goes, what would that earn me? I got to be honest with you. I was nervous to hit the go button. I'm like, what, 30, 40,000 a year? I'd never done anything that low. Well, how's $250,000 a year, 251,000 a year? Talk about a 401k for real estate. Or you could just not try. Well, I'm just going to stay with my old company and sell my tail off. Really, that's why I left Keller Williams, because I knew in 5 years I'd be 56 years old. I'd be selling my tail off then, just like I am now. I knew my future is predictable. So is yours. You'll be at Coldwell Banker in 5 years. You'll be at RE/MAX in 5 years. Maybe you'll be doing luxury homes, maybe this, maybe that. But you'll still be dealing with buyers who are upset because the home inspector missed the broken garbage disposal, or a seller who's upset because the buyer asked them to put a new roof on, and how dare them, and somehow you should have known. I mean, it doesn't change in 21 years. And so I thought, you know what? I'm going to sell a ton of homes at Keller Williams or RE/MAX or wherever I am. I might as well do it at EXP. By the way, last month is my 8th month at EXP. I shattered all my all-time personal sales records. No one cared at all that I was with a company they had never heard of. When I went to Keller Williams in 2009, people like, "KW, what's that?" I go, "Keller Williams." They're like, "What's that?" I'm like, "Well, there's this company in Texas. They're really cool." Nobody cared then. Nobody cares now. They do business with you.
All right, so that's the revenue share opportunity that pays on the 22nd of every month to your account. And so here's 5 ways you guys could actually own a part of the brokers that you work with versus just working at a brokerage. 89,000 agents of us, we all left our brokerages that we loved and sold our companies and moved under the EXP umbrella because we wanted every single person in our organization to be able to own a part of the company. And so 5 ways you can get stock. You can earn shares when you close your first transaction, when you fully cap. The third way is when you help another agent be successful and close their first transaction. And when you cap and close 20 more deals, so in Metro Atlanta, that's about 27 or 28 deals, you get $16,000 worth of stock given back to you once you hit that 27 or 28 number. All right. And then the 5th way is you could take 5% of your commission and you could buy the EXP stock at a 10% discount. Now, EXP is a no debt publicly traded company. It's a technology company, has 0 debt. So even when I was not with EXP, I actually owned part of the company, owned about 5,000 shares of the company prior to even coming over on board. You also get a free unlimited seller leads weekly through KV Core. There was a company out there, a lead generation company called Zoocasa. And EXP bought them last year. They were one of the largest lead generation companies in the world. And the reason they bought it is because Glenn Sanford, back in 2007, 2008, he was a realtor just like us. And he says he opened up this company. He said he wanted it to be exactly what a realtor would ideally would want. So now we get free leads that come into our database, our KV Core system, as many as we can skillfully handle based on our profile. And it's normally most people pay about $500 a month outside of EXP, and it's totally free of charge, just so you guys know. So it's KV Core. And then there's 80 hours a week of live training from the top people in the industry on sales and listings, how to do lead generation, like I just showed you today, social media, how to create your brand and not be a secret agent anymore, and then CRM and technology tools. So you have 80 hours. All training is free, and it comes from the top agents in this business that are working at a very, very high level. The number one thing that's different between EXP and any other real estate company, in my opinion, is this. If I was at RE/MAX and you guys were at RE/MAX and we all had our own real estate teams, we would have to compete, right? I'm not going to tell you any of my secrets. You're not going to tell me any of your secrets because we don't want to give up market share to each other. Here at EXP, it's the total opposite. when we sponsor you in the EXP, we give you all of our secrets in writing, step by step on how to do it, because we want you to be as successful, more successful than we are. Because why? The revenue sharing opportunity, the company, by helping the company build your business, the company compensates us as well. So it's totally different than any other place that you could think of. All right, and then there's healthcare. Remember, Glenn Sanford, he's a Canadian, and in Canada, everybody has free healthcare. So here at EXP, we have discounted healthcare. And I was with Aetna prior to coming over to EXP, and my wife has lupus, which is a non-curable autoimmune disease. She's had it for about 28 years when our daughter was born. And so I can't play with my medical. I have to have the best medical on the planet, because if she gets sick, it could be very terminal. She almost died last year, just so you guys know, right? So my premium was about $1,700 a month. And then when I came over to EXP, it dropped down to $925, the same exact plan I had at Aetna, Blue Cross, and they have some other plans as well. So we want to make sure everybody's covered. So what does it cost to be an owner without any desk fees, royalties, or franchise fees? It costs $2.83 a day, right? Every single person that comes over to EXP is on an 80-20 commission split, even if you're on a commercial side as well. The cap is $16,000 on the residential side and $20,000 on the commercial side. After that, you earn 100% on your commissions. It costs $149 to get started with EXP. That includes your first month, which the $85 is in there. And then it's just $85 a month. And then every single time you close a transaction, you're going to pay a $25 broker review fee and a $40 risk management, which we all know is E&O, on your first 13 transactions. So the options to join the movement are stay a solo agent or team leader or broker. You can use your same brand that you have right now. Just bring it under the EXP umbrella. You don't have to change any branding or naming or marketing or anything. You could join a team. You don't have to join my team. I can introduce you to some other team leaders. And then everyone can build an organization, whether you're fresh out of real estate school this morning or you've been in business for a very long time. You can introduce people to the EXP opportunity. And if they're business-minded agents, they gravitate towards it. Here's one major benefit of having a real estate license. You can test drive anything. You guys know you could come test it out, see if it worked for you for 12 months. If not, you could always go back to where you were before, right? That's just one piece of paper in the real estate business. So you should maybe think about it. So take a picture of this screen. You guys take your phones out and take a picture of this screen. This is for business-minded real estate agents, and it summarizes our meeting as I wrap up. Here's what's possible for $2.83 a day. You can have income certainty versus hope. Like who wants income certainty in this marketplace versus hoping you can hit your financial numbers? How about having certainty? You can partner with Guaranteed Home Loans, our mortgage company, and we could give you pre-screened appointments from $325 to $600,000. I showed you what those look like. We have over 50,000 people we market to a day. KV Core, you get a free CRM with unlimited free seller leads and buyer leads if you want them. And then generate 5 new revenue streams, right? From doing what you're already doing right now. You get 5 other different streams coming in every time you close. You can actually have stock in your brokerage. You own it. You don't just work there and start at zero every month. You're building wealth as you close deals, and like you've been doing forever. Now you can start building wealth in stock. And then you can get your monthly revenue share check, which is paid on the 22nd of every month by helping a company be successful and yourself being successful. You get 100% commission opportunity after you cap. And now you can close deals in all 50 states and 23 countries without a real estate license. So wherever you guys are from, and most of us in Georgia, we're not from here. If you are from Georgia, you're a celebrity. We all know, because it's hard to meet somebody from Georgia in Georgia, because I'm from California and most people are from other places. But now you can close deals anywhere in any state without a real estate license and 23 countries without a real estate license right now, tomorrow morning. You get proven systems and processes so you can work smarter and be more efficient. And then here's the big thing. Everybody's stressed out in the last 3 years about real estate. How about just having fun again, working with people who are progressive, who collaborate, and you just can really solve all your problems. Like just say, hey, here's what you need. Tell us what you need, and we can give you a blueprint on how to do it. How awesome would that be? And then the free coaching, training, and agent support. You don't pay for anything. And then here's the biggest thing, working with smart people. Tony Robbins, who I'm a Tony Robbins follower. I love Tony Robbins. He says, if you want to go further, faster, you have to associate with people who are ahead of you. It's the only way you can do it. If you're spending time trying to figure out how to get a new listing, when I just showed you a whole system on how to get listings, and I could teach you in probably 15 minutes how to get one listing a week right now, you're wasting time. You might as well get with people who are already ahead of the curve, who are already where you want to be, and just say, hey, how do I do it? And we walk you through it. So if you want more, I want you to text the word yes with your name to 678-314-7764. Take a picture of the screen and text the word yes with your name to 678-314-7764. Even if anything I mentioned to you today, you are not interested in, you don't want appointments from Guaranteed Home Loans. You don't want to partner with us. You're not interested in the EXP opportunity. If your business is just stuck and you want to meet with me for 5 to 15 minutes for you showing up today, I would definitely want to meet with you. And I can promise you, in a 5 to 15 minute meeting, whatever issue is facing your business, we will be able to fix it on that call. All right. So my assistants are going to reach out to you as soon as this meeting is over. Pick up the phone. Okay. Don't ignore them. It's not a spam call. It's a meeting to set up with me over today or the next couple of days, whenever you're available and I'm available, to unstick your business, give you a clear strategy on where you can take your business in the next 7 days. You can implement and start getting listings, buyers, partnering with Guaranteed Home Loans, getting your clients access to loan programs, we give your clients money for closing as well, Guaranteed Home Loans, getting them access to rates that are 2 to 3% below market that they don't even know exist. Everybody thinks rates are at 6 and 7%, but we can get them buy downs at 4 or 5% right now, 30-year fixed mortgages as well, and give them money towards closing costs. And real estate agents, we can teach you how to make minimum 4% on the buy side on every single deal that you close, no matter what the listing agent is paying. All right. So check out our website. Matter of fact, letsclosefast.com, letsclosefast.com. Click on the VIP Realtor tab on our website and look at all the testimonials that realtors have given us and on how we can help them grow their business. One even fired their coach at $1,000 a month and used our coaching for totally free. And now they're making 4% on every single deal on the buy side, irregardless of what a listing agent lists commission at. All right, thank you guys. I finished 3 minutes early. I'm a military man. I like to start and finish things on time. Thank you for your time. Hope you guys have a great day. I really look forward to speaking with you. I will be doing some events here in Metro Atlanta in the next coming months and teaching about listings and buyers and all the lead generation system that you saw here. So be on the lookout for my Eventbrite or something like that coming out to you. And I hope to see you real soon at one of our meetings. All right. Thank you guys. Have a great day. Really appreciate it. See ya.